So we are doing Tripura Rahasyam chapter 1 verse 24 onwards. So we had completed till verse 23. So verse 24 says, Then constructing a beautiful and comfortable dwelling there, he became wholly engaged in worship for 12 years. Verse 25 says, He remained devoted to daily and periodical rites, adhering to ritualistic worship and repetition of mantras, and eagerly engaged in the meditation on the form of Goddess Tripura alone, always. Verse 26 says, Thus 12 years of time passed away like a minute for him. Then once sitting comfortably, Parshuram thought as follows. So the whatever process that the Guru had instructed, that you have to follow this kind of a ritualistic method. See, there are different rituals which are practiced for different gods and goddesses, depending on what they are, who they are. So there are certain methods which a person who is on the path of Jnana Yoga follows. A person who is devoted to the Lord is not at all interested, is not supposed to do any rituals. Please remember this. If you are followers of the devotional path, there is no need of any rituals, rites, ceremonies, performing certain, of those pujas, parts and all. There is no need. But if you are a follower of the Jnana Yoga, which is Sankhya Yoga, the knowledge path, then it is important to follow these rites and rituals. This is a very different path. Now, this path is prone to a lot of errors. The reason is because interpretations can be different. Now, if you recollect, in the Ramayana, there is a story where Ravana's mother would make Shivlinga every day. It was made with earth, mud. Actually, sand and earth. And the moment you put water on it, it would dissolve. So there is a method in which you have to perform those rites and rituals. So Ravana says that I will get the Atmalinga of Shivji. Now that is the reason why he goes to the Himalayas. So there is a specific methodology. Sometimes we have to use certain types of metals to create these God's images. Sometimes we use earth. Sometimes we use mud. Sometimes we use stones. Sometimes we use different kinds of things. Like say for example, nowadays in today's day and age, people have started making idols from plaster of Paris, which was banned. Because it is easy to make. POP as you call it. So it was banned and the government said you can't do this. So they have started making idols which are of a different kind. Now these may or may not be sanctioned by the scriptures or by the methods. But because we have to appease the governments and their sanctions, so that is why they are put over there. Now whether that God is going to be pleased with what you are doing, I don't know. Nowadays most of the idols are coming from made in China. Okay, they are made of plastic. Now what do you do to such a thing? When we say it has to be Panchadhatu, the 5 metals. Now in the 5 metals, one could be gold, one could be silver. But the people who are making these idols are always, they may not put the gold and they may not even put the silver. So when there is a problem like this, how can you pray to that God whose idle specifications are given? Now, think like that. If you were to follow certain traditional methodologies, you will find that there are chakras. I'm sure you know chakra. The pyramid-like structures that are sold in the marketplace also. And sometimes these temple priests and everybody will give you. These are called yantras. Now these yantras, it is like a pyramid. Now I want you to think about it. This pyramid or this yantra has got 4 doorways. 1, 2, 3, 4. North, south, east, west. Each doorway is guarded by 2 of the gods connected with the guards. You know the guards. You know guards, those who guard the doorway. Now if I am a person who doesn't want one guard to stand over here, hey, you go and stand over there. I want you to think like this. If I change their duties, if I say that you can't be here, you have to be there. Or if I say, okay, I'll close this door, I'll open the other door. Can you imagine? There is a problem in that place or no? Common sense will tell you, even when you are going to a big place, let us say you are visiting a museum, you are visiting your university in wherever you are, or you are visiting the parliament house, or you are visiting the state buildings where the government is functioning, and there are certain doorways, isn't it? Like every temple today in India has got doorways. North, south, east, west entrances are there. How many people know that there are 7 doorways you have to cross to enter into the sanctum sanctorum? 7 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th door is the one which is inside, just close to the sanctum sanctorum. You go to all these big temples. This is how it should be. Now they don't have. That means you are not following the traditional methodology. You are not using the methods which are right. You will say, what difference does it make? Well, if there is an engineering design flaw in a building, can the building collapse? Common sense will tell you. You know that 9/11 thing or something like that happened. Those fellows drove that whole plane inside a building. The whole building collapsed. Can you not imagine that kind of a thing? And now you are taking a yantra which has a defect in it. I will tell you one day what happened. I had gone to one temple in Mumbai. This is a very famous temple over there. And the person said, can we buy one? Can we get one yantra from there? So those yantras, basically they are some coins or something like that they're giving. So I paid about $5,000 or something like that, okay? And I got the coin. Now this coin was silver or gold or something. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was silver. You can't get gold at 5,000 rupees. So it must have been silver. So now we took that coin and they made a big show of it. They gave us some nariyal, this, that and all that, coconut and all. And they gave that thing to us. Now, I looked at it and I said, please don't use it. So the person says, why? I said, that's it. Don't bother about even keeping it anywhere in this house also. If you want, you can throw it into the sea also. I said, no, but this is Lakshmi's yantra. I said, no, I am sorry, it is not Lakshmi's yantra. Now, how do I explain? So 2 years later, again we were back in the same place. Again the same thing happened. Another thing came to us. Now, I said, now is my chance to prove that how these people operate. So I took both those and I had a small magnifying glass and I kept both those coins with that yantra drawn on it in front of the person. Now you have paid 5,000 bucks for that. So I said, now see this. I want you to see what is in this and what is in this. There were lots of letters missing from it. It was not accurate. So whether the first one was right or the second one was right was not understood by anybody. So I said, now do you understand? If there is a particular word written over there, so instead of ka, I write a ka over there. Now think about it. Instead of writing a ka, K-A, ka, okay, K-A-A, ka is written over there. What happens? So I said, please try to understand what happens. Ka stands for Kamla and Ka stands for Kali. I want money. I want prosperity. I am asking for Kamala, please come and help me. Lakshmi ji, please come and help me. I want money. Now some idiot over there has made a mistake and written Ka. Kali Mata will come and stand in front of me. Why? You think she is going to give me money? She is going to give me prosperity? On the contrary, she will take her sword and chop my head off. How difficult it is. People don't understand the implications of keeping yantras, mantras and all these things at home. This is a dangerous thing. One of my disciples is a great follower of this kind of nonsense. Many times I have gone to his house and I have told him, why are you doing this? No, I go to this great holy place and from there I get it. I said, you don't know what you are doing. When there is already a flaw in the system, why are you following these flaws? You are invoking all the wrong stuff in this world. So imagine, instead of putting nitric acid, I am putting hydrosulfuric, sulfuric acid. You know how problematic it is going to be? Right? Okay. Now just one additional atom, alright, in one small thing can change the entire configuration. So sodium carbonate with an addition of another thing can become a sodium bicarbonate. Carbon monoxide can become carbon dioxide. Would you agree with me? CO2 can become CO. Finished. I will choke myself to death. So this kind of errors should not be, we should not even bother doing this, because those who have been following the other scripture with me, which is the Bhagavad Gita. Many of you have followed the Bhagavad Gita with me, isn't it? So when you have followed the Bhagavad Gita with me, Krishna is converting himself into a four-armed form. I have said these words. Do you remember? The four-armed form has got Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. Now the chakra is in this hand. You agree with me? He is carrying the chakra like this. He is carrying the Shankha like this. Now suppose he gets tired and he switches. Okay. He says, okay, chakra, please go on this side. And chakra is now on this side and Shankha comes over here. Oh, really? Then that is another god, by the way. It is not the same one that you are praying to. Because every configuration, one shifting to this shifting to that, creates another entity. One entity is meant for one purpose, another entity is meant for another purpose. Common sense will tell you this, that if I am a person who is a right-handed person, okay, right, and now I am a left-handed person. If I am a right-handed person, I will clean my ass with left hand. Common sense will tell me that, isn't it? But if I am a left-handed person, what do I do? Simple logic will tell you. Now that is the reason why following those things, if you are a follower of Sankhya Yoga, please follow the rites and the rituals as absolutely written the way they are supposed to be followed. Don't keep on, saying, oh, instead of this I will put this. If it is written that you have to put gingerly oil, don't go and put groundnut oil in that. Got it or no? If the deepams have to be coated with pure ghee, you have to put pure ghee in the deep, those lamps, and you say, no, I don't have ghee at home, maybe I'll put gingerly oil in it. Simply. Here also when we do the puja, I'll tell Rajma, please don't put that rose essence over here on this floor, okay? Because I get headaches. She'll put that agarbatti, that stick with a rose essence. And then I tell her, you put it downstairs. I don't go down there. So she'll put it downstairs and that rose essence is all roaming all over the place. If I go down, I'm going to get a headache. So in this room, there is another essence. I mean, see, you can see every time when we do the puja, that smoke is coming from there. That's a different essence. That is the essence I like, so I am accepting it. The other one I will not, because I'll start sneezing. I can get a headache. I hope you understood these implications of this. I have given you, I think, more than 10, 12 examples for you to understand. Don't go and change anything. If it is written that a certain flower has to be put that certain flower. Don't give some other flower over there. If Tulsi is to be given to Krishna, don't give him Bel Patta. And if Bel Patta is to be given to Shivji, don't give him Tulsi. They don't like it. So please be very careful how you operate. So that is why rites and rituals and methods and techniques are very, very critical. That is why when Parshuram is following it, then constructing a beautiful and comfortable dwelling there, he became wholly engaged in worship for 12 years. 12 years worship. Boss, you don't even do 12 minutes. For 12 minutes also you have, my legs are hurting, my this is hurt. You know how human beings are. So 12 years you have to do this. He remained devoted to daily and periodical rites. These are daily rites and periodical rites. How many of you remember when the sage was coming from the river? And one man who was from some other community, he was lying over there. The sage kicks him. And when he says that, does that, he goes and takes a bath again. And he does that taking a bath so many times. There is a reason for it, because these people who follow the Sankhya Yoga, they have to follow. There are no choices. Like if I want today the visa for United States, I have to follow certain rites and rituals and this and that, techniques that if I don't write it this way, they will not even give me. That's why 3 years in a row they have not given me. Why? Because they want me to have some money. I don't have. No property, no money, no bank account, nothing. So what to do? So you have to follow the daily and periodical. Now periodical means what? There are certain periods that are written. See, you will find that Kartik Masam, These are months in a year. There is a particular time when there is a Purnima. Purnima means when the moon, is in full bloom. Sometimes there is Amvasya. Amvasya means the moon has disappeared. So there are certain things which are there written. You have to follow them exactly the way they are written. You can't be eating food when there is a particular period. All these rites and rituals are there. Adhering to ritualistic worship and repetition of mantras. The mantras have to be repeated exactly in the same intonations. You cannot change it. People do like this. You go to any temple, that fellow is not even interested in doing that thing. He is more interested in somebody is sending him messages, or he wants to watch that Instagram or TikTok. Oh, this is the current yuga. They are doing this. They are more interested in that. They are not interested in doing the puja. The puja itself is a sham. So that is there. And that repetition of mantra has to be perfect. Eagerly engaged in the meditation on the form of goddess Tripura. I will ask you one question and you yourself answer it for yourself. Suppose you have gone to one temple. Okay. Now you are seeing that image of that god over there. Suppose Ganesha. Oh, you are doing Ganesha all the time, and suddenly, somebody's phone is ringing and something is happening. You are lost, finished. That means from one place to the other, you have lost your concentration on Ganesha instantly. Meditation means you have to be focused on that subject. You can't even for a moment be lost in something else. That kind of meditation. So when you do this kind of a meditation on the form of Tripura, Tripura has a form. Okay? Now if I am some great sheikh and I think there is a formless entity in front of me, I must be loose. No, she has a form. The form is important. There are goddesses whom we worship, and they have that sugarcane stalk with them, They stand like that. Now she loves sugarcane. But instead of sugarcane, you will say, I'll give her something else. You can't do that. Instead of sugar, I will give her sugar free. No, not allowed. This is the problem. So everything has to be the way it is. See, I am putting a lot of emphasis on this ritualistic worship. Please don't even get into it. This subject is very dangerous. When you go to a temple and you think you are doing some great shakes, over there, oh, I am offering this goddess. Okay, no way, you are not offering anything. What she requires is different, and what you are giving to her is different. One very beautiful story I'll tell you. There was in ancient times. Now it so happened that Shankaracharya, he started his journey, if you remember, from Kaladi in Kerala. He started his journey all over India, walking. And he had his group of people with him, disciples. So he comes to this place, Tirupati, Balaji Tirupati, okay. And he starts worshipping Balaji. Instead of worshipping him like a, Vishnu, a Vishnu avatar, he starts worshipping him like a Shiva avatar. Shivjis. So everybody, all the priests and everybody get very upset with it. So this is not Shiva, this is Vishnu. And the whole story goes like this, that Adi Shankara proves it to them that he is Shiva. See, and then everybody gets very upset because so many years they have been praying to this God with that Nama and all. Nama is put for what? The Vaishnavas. But he is Shiva. So Shiva means like this. Tripundra. Like this, no? Cross we put. And here this is like this. How do you do this differentiation now? So this quandary is there, like nobody is able to solve this issue. So they go to Adi Shankara and ask him, what is the solution to this? So he says, don't worry, he is both. He's not just one, he is both. Some 2 days ago and today also and yesterday also in my Facebook, old pictures, I came across a lot of pictures which are from Southeast Asia. I must have visited many places there. And there were a lot of these Shivlingas. So there is a block, and in the block there is a square, and in that they put that image. Okay, that is the place where it is stuck. Now many a times what these guys have done is they have removed it and they have put some other god over there. So at some places they have removed Shiva from there, they have put Vishnu over there. Some places they have removed Vishnu from there, they have put Shiva over there. It is like that. Nobody knows. So these kind of things can be very, very dangerous. So please be careful. So 12 years time passed away like a minute for him. Then once sitting comfortably, Parshurama thought as follows. Now let us see what Parshurama is thinking. Formerly, after having been defeated in the battle by Rama, what sage Samvarta said on being requested by me on the way was surely not at all understood by me, then even partially. Since it was forgotten by me, it was not inquired after before the Guru. The greatness of Goddess Tripura has been heard from the mouth of the Guru. Verse 29, but what sage Samvarta told me formerly was not ascertained. Something was asked by me on the topic of creation before the Guru. Now, all these verses, what are they saying? Now, he is doing 12 years. Parshuram is sitting in one place in Mahendra mountains. And when he sits over there, he is thinking about all these things. Now, it so happened that when first time, after he was defeated by Sri Ram, the story I have told you all. Because he was fighting with every Kshatriya over there, so when he meets Sri Ram over there, he challenges him. So when he challenges Sri Ram, he doesn't recognize that he is an avatar of Mahavishnu and he himself is an avatar, that also he doesn't remember. So they have a battle. And when they have a battle, Sri Ram is able to dislodge his axe. Can you imagine? Now Shankara's, Shivji's axe was dislodged from the hands. And it is very difficult for Parshuram to accept. How can somebody do this? So then he realizes who this person is. Sri Ram shows him his form and he says, you know what? Why are you fighting with me? I am that great form of Mahavishnu. He says, you are also that only. And then Parshuram has to ask for his forgiveness and then he goes away. Then he says, after this I am not going to fight anybody. Okay? And then he says, I need a guru. I need a guru. And I am going to go and search for him now. And that is the reason why Parshuram starts searching for his guru. So at one place, Parshuram comes, there he finds, there is a person sitting in a ball of fire. He has created a ball of fire around himself. And he is sitting peacefully inside. So Parshuram thinks that, oh, this must be the great sage who must be my guru. So he goes and asks him some questions. Now, the sage is lost in his own meditation. So because Parshuram is asking him some questions, so he has given him some answers. Now imagine you are sitting for a satsang just in the middle, you have just joined after going for dropping your kids or something like that. You have suddenly joined and you are hearing some words. Do you think you will know what the context is? No. So it's the same thing which happens to him. He doesn't understand any context. So Parshuram is worried. He says, what did that say? I didn't even understand. Because I am sitting right in the middle. I should have started from the beginning. Many a time when people join these satsangs, suddenly in the middle of nowhere, they really don't know what they have missed, because there is a beginning, somewhere something has happened, and all this is in a flow. And suddenly when you join, what knowledge are you going to get? Only that little bit, no? So, so this is what happens to Parshuram. Parshuram is in no way able to understand what Samvarta is telling. Samvarta is the sage inside that ball of fire. So Samvarta says some words and he is not able to understand. So he says, when after getting defeated in the battle, I was going, so Samvarta, I met the Samvarta, and when I requested him to give me this idea about creation, the creation, right from the beginning. Samvarta said some words. He was talking about Tripura and all that. I never understood a word of what he said. Since it is forgotten by me, it is not inquired after before the Guru. So now remember, after all this has happened, now this he is just recollecting what has happened. Parshuram is sitting in front of that image of Tripura and praying for 12 years. At that time he is thinking how this whole thing started. The story has started somewhere. So how it started? How did he meet his Guru? So he remembers after defeating Ram, he had gone out. So this is like a flashback. Okay? Flashback. So he is going out and he is searching for his Guru, and he meets Samvarta over there. So when he meets Samvarta over there, he is asked him some questions. Now when he is asked some questions, some answers were given. Now this happened many years ago. So he says, I asked him some questions, and then later on the idea was that he must be my Guru. Parshuram thinks that Samvarta must be my Guru, and Samvarta says, I am not your Guru. Go and find your Guru in this other mountain. So, okay, now I will go and search for my Guru, and that is how he goes. I have told you all the story how he finds his Gurudev also, like a shepherd boy. Okay. So he goes to that mountain and he finds his Guru. And after that he asks the same question to his Guru, because these are questions. And these questions are remaining just like that. So you need to ask. The queries have to be sorted out. So he goes to meet Dattatreya. Dattatreya is his real master. So meets him and asks him the questions. So now he has forgotten and not inquired before my Guru. So he should have asked these questions to the Guru. So these all flashback. The greatness of the goddess has been heard by me. He said this. But what says Samvarta told me formerly was not ascertained. Something was asked by me on the topic of creation before the Guru. Now this is something which is, there is a query remaining, which has not been sorted out. So he says, I should have asked this question. Samvarta told me some answer, but I am not able to put two and two together. The ascertainment has not happened. Ascertainment. Do you remember yesterday's satsang where I said, the Guru says that you have to do this. And there is some ascertaining happening. That means you have to follow certain things. Then they happen. You have to go and you have supposed to even do meditation. You are supposed to think about the subject. All these things are there. So he is not done. So he says, now I want ascertainment of the statement which this master has said. Then describing the story of the weaver of straw mats, my Guru did not say anything on account of it being the subject in hand. For me it stood in that manner then. So when he had asked his Gurudev, Dattatreya, some answer, his Guru had given a story of a straw mat. The mats which you sit on. It's a story of the straw mats. But my Guru didn't elaborate on it. He didn't say much about it. Sometimes you will find that I also leave sentences halfway. Everybody has this idea. My sentences, you go to any of my satsangs, my sentence is only half. So it's very difficult for a person to understand what is he talking about. Suddenly he's telling one story, suddenly he's telling something else. This is the way of all the Gurus. Please let me tell you this. They will stop suddenly in the middle somewhere. And you are supposed to think about it. So here his guru is also doing the same thing. He said certain things and then he stopped. So he says, but I do not know the course of the world even a little. From what did this great show of the world arise? So Parshuram is saying, because my master stopped talking and he never said anything after that. He just left the story incomplete and that's it. But I still have these questions. Where is this world coming from? How does this happen? These are major questions. So he says, from what does this great show of the world arise? All that is happening around you also, where it has started, why is it happening? This question you also have, isn't it? Where does it go? Where does all this thing go? Again, where does it move into position? So what is happening today? What is going to happen tomorrow? Do we know? Huh? No idea, no? So he says there is some position where it is leading to. Where is it leading to? So he says, but I see everything, whatever, everywhere as inconstant or uncertain. Just like you have uncertainty in your life, isn't it? Everybody has uncertainty, isn't it? The uncertainty is so common to everybody's life. I don't even know what is going to happen tomorrow. Where am I going to get this? What is going to happen? What is going to happen to my job? Now those who don't have job, will I get a job? Those who don't have money, will I get money? Or will I still be poor? People don't know any of these answers. So there is a lot of uncertainty in people's life.